Hello and welcome, friends. I hope everybody's had a great day so far. If you are new here, welcome. And if you're back, welcome back. I greatly appreciate all the ongoing support. This is my channel, Dragonsjewel, and I'm Tegan, and I'm just going to get all that wonderful YouTubey stuff out of the way first. If you haven't hit that subscribe button yet, please consider doing so. It's just down below. If you like the content that you see, don't forget to hit like. And of course, any love, comment, suggestions, all those wonderful things, there's that comment section down there as well. Today here we are doing a good old whip and chat, and all that means for you is that I've pulled out a work in progress. Right now I decided to work on a diamond painting. That's usually what I tend to work on, and I'm going to chat, catch everybody up. Today is October 1st, and we're going all the way back about 2 weeks to September 19th. I'm actually filming this on Wednesday morning. It's about 10:20 in the morning right now. So it's a little bit early. Grab a project that you're working on or listen along, whatever. Oh, that's way too much. Whatever you feel like working on. If you feel like listening along and getting some stuff done around the house, definitely feel free to do that and treat it more like a podcast. Sorry, I'm half asleep still. Even though I'm on my third cup of coffee now. Yeah, make sure you grab something to sip as well. As you can see, I have mine right here, ready to go. I just poured my third. I did not get a great sleep last night, so I'm definitely feeling it today. I don't know why, but I had a hard time falling asleep. And so, yeah, I can't even say why. Maybe I was up thinking about things. I don't know. But it took me a bit to fall asleep. So I was just kind of laying in bed with my eyes closed trying to do that. But I'm definitely feeling the effects of that this morning. My kiddo is off at school right now, so he's not at home, which is why I am filming this while he's at school. Because otherwise, I wouldn't be able to. I'd be having to sit and watch him. So, yeah, let's get into this. I don't know how long this is going to be. It's these last 2 weeks have kind of been one of those things where it feels like I've been busy, but I haven't really done much, if that makes sense. Like, I don't have a long list of, oh, I went here, 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 did this, this, this. But I've done a lot. And that at the same time, so I've been busy. I just don't really have a lot to talk about at the same time, so I'm not sure how long this will go, but we'll get into it anyways, and we'll see where it takes us and how long it ends up being of a whip and chat. Anyways, going back, like I said, it's been a pretty calm sense in the way of like actual things going on from day to day, but I've been playing some co-op in House Flipper 2 with a buddy of mine. We've done it, I think, 2 or 3 times now in like the last 2 weeks. It's been a lot of fun. We've been just kind of hanging out in the game, playing, chatting at the same time, having some good, really good belly laughs and conversations and just being silly and stuff. So that's been nice. I've really enjoyed that. Don't get a chance to do that as often as I would like. We're in 2 different time zones too, so she's about 2 hours ahead of me. So sometimes it can be a little bit difficult to kind of organize the time that we can both be on and playing and have enough time to play without being interrupted by just everyday life things. But we did manage to snag a couple of sessions, which was really nice. So I've been doing that. Took our old senior gal for her annual checkup at the vet. She was due for a shot, but given her age and all of that, and she's not really getting out of the house other than like vet appointments and stuff. She's not able to do dog parks and all that anymore. So the shot that she was due for was her Bortella one. So I was talking with the vet. And given her age and all of that, we decided that she could forego that shot. Now, normally we keep our dog's shots up to date, but like I said, in this scenario, she's really just housebound. Even to load her up to get her to the vet takes both myself and my husband and a dog ramp into the vehicle, and yeah, it's quite the production. So unfortunately, due to her age and her mobility and stuff, she's got some, her nerves kind of in her back end, they're kind of gone, for lack of a better word. She's got some arthritis going on back there, so she is on some pain meds. We're trying a new pain med because the other ones we weren't finding the other one that they had given us was really doing a whole bunch for her. Talking where she's at with her nerves going in her back end causes a little bit of kind of some incontinence, and because of the arthritis, it takes her a while to get up when she is aware of going to the bathroom. Getting her out of the house, so we've had a couple more and more accidents, stuff like that. So we've just kind of been talking about her general overall health. Given her age, she's 13 going on 14, so I mean she's an old gal and she's a large breed. That's quite the feat to have made it as long as she has. But yeah, she is starting to decline, and we are aware of that, and we're just kind of, right now she's in great spirits. She still wants to get up, come over, say hi, be with us, stuff like that. Right now she's actually having a snooze on her brother's dog bed in here with me, and he's out on the couch having a nap himself, so out in the living room. But yeah, so she's kind of taking over his bed right now, and he's letting her for once. Normally he's in here sassing at her because she's sleeping in his bed. But yeah, she's getting up there anyways. We're starting to see a decline. We've got her on some pain meds. We're hoping, they've said there's like basically what we've tried already, what's left to kind of try, there's only about, because they're looking at pain med anti-inflammatory ones, that basically have an option of 1 or 2 meds here to try with her, see if it helps. If it helps, we're probably looking at a year at most with her. That's kind of given her current issues and stuff, kind of what's normally what the vet normally has seen for kind of timeline for when things continue to decline and that kind of thing. So yeah, we'll see how much more time we have with our sweet girl here. Of course, we're going to make the decision that's best for her, like we always do. But yeah, so I mean, it was a good news, bad news kind of vet appointment. We're kind of half expecting, anyways, prior to that appointment, that maybe this might be her last kind of a little bit of time with us. If she gets through the winter, great. But yeah, that's kind of what we're thinking. We'll see, of course. hopefully, because she is a very, very sweet girl, and of course we love her to bits. We adopted her through a rescue back when she was like 7 months old, so she's been with us as a family for quite some time, and we wouldn't have it any other way, even with all her sassiness. She's a German Shepherd Husky mix, so plenty of sass to keep us on our toes, that's for sure. Yeah, so she had that. So that's kind of something we've been looking at, talking about, dealing with. Just kind of making her comfortable for hopefully what's looking like her last little bit. And what else? Then I had a doggy play date set up for this morning for Ace over at my parents with their dog Axel, but unfortunately that has had to be postponed as we have some really bad air quality right now. We're actually in the high risk category at a 10, so they do a scale of 1 through 11, I believe it is, and of course the lower on the scale, the lower the air quality, and the lower on the scale, the better the actual air quality is, and then the higher on the scale, the more at risk we are from the air quality. So there's some smoke out there in the air right now, and it's at a 10, so we're in the high risk category. I just, even putting my son on the bus and letting the dogs out, my allergies have triggered. So I made sure my son had both of his puffers this morning before he even went to school on the bus. They'll likely, depending how well he does, he may need his puffers at school as well. We of course avoid being outside when the air quality is like this, and limit, if we have to go out, we limit how long we're out in it as well. So yeah, I had to unfortunately postpone our doggy play date for that reason. My mom was saying, even from last night, because it started getting worse last night, that her throat is irritated from it. So that's usually kind of one of the many things that can happen when smoke's in the air like it is. So yeah, we just decided to postpone it. If the air quality improves, we're hoping to get the dogs together on Friday morning after the little man goes off to school. It's looking like also this might be his last week of school for who knows how long, unfortunately. We had a tentative agreement for the upcoming teacher strike, and it actually went to a vote. Unfortunately, it got voted down and rejected, so they're basically back at it. There's no agreement, so it looks like the strike is going to happen as of the 6th of October here. So yeah, that basically gives him this week of school. Not looking forward to that. I was really hoping that the agreement was a good enough one, and that they would have voted yes on it and went for it, but I don't know. And unfortunately, even if they get back to the table this week, I would be very surprised if they come out with another agreement and voting yes on it in time for him to go back. So yeah, let's just hope that the strike isn't going to be a long one. Otherwise, I'm going to be a very insane person. There will be no sanity. I'm already losing it. As it is. And I don't know if it's just from me trying to be doing too much, or what, or if it's just the amount of stress from certain things lately that I've just been messing things up a little bit. I totally had things mixed up for what my Friday video for this week was going to be. I don't know why I thought I was on a Ghostly Echoes week, but I had kind of ended up recording stories and filming, working on the canvas and editing it and all of that. And as I'm getting ready to export it and upload it onto YouTube, I'm like, wait a minute, I did a Ghostly Echoes series just on Friday. That passed. So I'm like, I'm supposed to be doing a whip and chat this week. So yeah, needless to say, next Friday's Ghostly Echoes is already uploaded on YouTube and scheduled to go out for next Friday. So yeah, I guess I was done that early. Now I'm doing a whip and chat for this coming Friday. So obviously I can't even keep the days straight right now. I'm having some difficulty with that. Being a little bit of a derp, so to speak. Yeah, I mean, it's not the worst thing. It's still something that would have had to have been done, and I guess it'll free up, make things easier next week when he's not in school and I need that video done. So yeah, depending how the strike goes, we'll see how future Ghostly Echoes series, depending, like I said, how long the strike goes, how those kind of get out. Hopefully I can still finagle some time here and there to kind of work on some of that. No guarantees, of course, because it gets harder when he's home all the time and my hubby works full time, and yeah, it just kind of limits things a bit. I mean, my aunt might maybe during the strike come some extra days, so she's coming twice a week instead of once a week to hang out with him. Sometimes she does that, and that can free up some of my time. But the same thing, I'm still juggling at home things and appointments, and all that stuff still happens, of course. So we'll see. And of course, hopefully the strike isn't going to last long. Speaking of strikes, we also have our Canada Post on strike. Can't say what that one's about. I feel because we just had one, so I'm not sure what this one is over now or what's going on with that one, because I've been following more the teacher strike one than the Canada Post one, and of course the teacher one is now because there hasn't been like cost of living increases for them for years and stuff like that, and so they're fighting for a little bit of better pay. Classrooms are overcrowded, stuff like that. Kind of some of the usual stuff you see. And then yeah, some wonderful, well, I shouldn't say wonderful. This well, I'll say it, but it's sarcastic, of course. A wonderful stress that has driven me nuts in the last while, actually, is our FSCD case person was telling us a while back that our contract part for the food, my son's food, because he's G-tube fed, was essentially coming up to a point where it was expiring and needed to be renewed, which really doesn't take long, but requires them to send us the contract to sign, whether that's in person or digitally. But we were originally told that like back in the summer, and so we said, okay, well, that's great. And we were approaching the school year, and we we were trying to get all of that organized with FSD and our case person, and they're like, oh, well, don't worry, it'll get sent to you in time, all of that. And we were on them, and we got closer to, and I was like, we still haven't received a contract to sign yet. I had, I think, said that right at the end of like August, because it was supposed to be expiring for September. And I said, we still haven't received a contract or whatever. And then they said, oh, well, it should come to you within the next week or so. Well, that never came, and then I was on them again. And then we went to refill our, well, I call it a refill because it's essentially a prescription that gets signed, and it goes to the pharmacy now for pick or for delivery. They actually deliver it because it's like 6 boxes of food that we get at a time. So they deliver. We were getting that all set up because we were down to our last couple of days of food for our son. And then we just got touch base with the pharmacy yesterday, and they're like, oh, your contract expired. We can't give you the food unless you pay the full price for it. Which, for my son's food, just so everybody knows, to pay full price for it would have been almost $1,000, and that's per month. Now, as it is, we pay a portion of it, but then a large portion of it gets covered. So about, I think it's what is it? I think we only pay like 100 something a month for it. I could be wrong, but we pay a low amount, and then the majority is paid by FSD, which is Families of Children with Disabilities Services. So they pay like, I think it's 75% of the cost of it. So yeah, to pay outright for ourselves would be like $1,000, just over $1,000 a month, which I'm sorry, we just cannot afford. Honestly, I don't know what family could afford that unless they're rich to begin with. So we would, needless to say, we were stressing, because we're now down to 2 days worth of food for him, basically today and tomorrow. And of course, yesterday was a stat holiday here in Canada for Truth and Reconciliation Day for our Indigenous people. To kind of remember the survivors of the schools and the Indigenous children that were taken from their families and stuff like that. Quite some time ago, but yeah, it's there's a whole thing behind it, so if you look it up, it's called Truth and Reconciliation Day. There's a lot of, unfortunately, it's sad, but basically they try to whitewash the Indigenous culture and wipe out their culture altogether with these residential schools. So yeah, a little bit of sadness with it, but definitely good information if you don't know much about it to just kind of research and look it up. But yeah, so now it's become a stat holiday here for that, and kind of turned into a day where we can go and celebrate the Indigenous culture instead. So a lot of our Indigenous centers will open doors, and you can learn about their culture and their traditions and all that good stuff. But aside from that, back to our FSD contract. They were obviously closed, the actual FSD office, so we could only really leave. We tried to leave a voicemail with our actual caseworker, but it said their box wasn't accepting any messages, so we had to kind of leave it on a main general line complaining, saying we need somebody to reach out and contact us ASAP about this. as we're down to 2 days and this is our issue kind of thing, and this is what we have already currently done to try to not have this situation happen, because already having a child who's G-tube fed, goes to a special needs classroom, has certain behaviors and such that we deal with, limited communication because he was, you know, born early, had the trach, very severely speech delayed. Yeah, so it's we've already have enough on our plates without dealing with crap like this, and we were already trying to circumvent this and get ahead of it. But yeah, no, it's come down to this once again. I swear it happens every single time, and we are more than ready for a new caseworker. But unfortunately, I don't know if that would even make it any better, because they're so short-staffed over there. They're so overloaded, overworked. It's stupid. They need to look at the programming a little better. Something, I don't know. But yeah, so we've been dealing with that. That's been super frustrating. Thankfully, I did check my email this morning, and it looked like our caseworker did send me the agreement to sign. So I've done that. Usually my husband also has to sign, but he's at work right now. So hopefully we can get that today and into the pharmacy, and they'll have it delivered like before we have to try to feed him with nothing on Friday morning. Yeah, not fun, not happy, not impressed. That's putting it mildly, of course. Yeah. So that's what we've been dealing with as of the beginning of this week. That's kind of been where things have been at this last little bit. That's kind of like behind the scenes stuff, you know, normally working on normal stuff. Been doing a little bit of my Pixel sticker kits a bit this last 2 weeks here. Been working on those a little bit. Working on diamond paintings off and on. That's kind of where I've been at crafty wise. There's not really much more to chat about. By the way, that, so we'll get into what little channel stuff there is, which isn't a whole bunch. I checked where we are at with subs just for the fun of it, to kind of keep everybody updated if they don't look. We're at 560 subs, which is awesome. My last goal was 500, so we've been climbing very nicely since that goal, which is awesome to see. I'm loving it. So if you are new, welcome. Definitely happy to have you a part of the community. It's great to see it growing again. I really hummed and hawed over kind of what to think of for like a next personal goal. Obviously, I want to see the watch hours grow, and that's just spending time watching the videos, watching them from start to finish, kind of giving that algorithm what it likes to see for the watch hours and timing. So yeah, that'll happen in a time. But yeah, I'd like to see that kind of happening. Of course, seeing the number continue to climb. I'm thinking the next kind of number I'd like to see is the 750 mark. I'm thinking that's kind of the halfway point between the 500 and the 1,000, I thought. And that's more for the like I said, YouTube's algorithm stuff. I just like to see the channel grow. The goals I set really are just to kind of do that side of it. They'll get there when they get there, as I know. Sometimes they move slow, sometimes they speed up. But yeah, that's kind of the next goal-ish that I'm thinking of. I can't guarantee that there will be a prize or anything at that point. I haven't thought that far ahead, just because the last prize that I did with the US tariffs and new procedure for sending stuff internationally changed, got a little more costly, that kind of thing. So I haven't really had much time to prepare or plan for that, as well as who knows if that'll even be the case by the time I hit 750 as well. So I'll figure that out a little bit closer to, or it might just be yay, we hit that number, which I haven't really ever done that, but I mean, maybe that's what I do, I don't know. But yeah, aside from that, there is the Facebook group for the channel, and on there everybody just kind of, I mean, we're a really small group still, but the few that are on there have shared what they're working on, and I've posted the odd thing from time to time. I do try my best to pop into that group from time to time. It's not crazy active, so it's super easy to do at the moment. Try to at least, you know, show some love for what you share and that kind of thing. Share the occasional thing myself from time to time. And yeah, join us over there for all things kind of diamond painting. You can definitely share other crafty items and stuff that you're working on as well. That's certainly welcome over there. And we're just trying to grow that little community so that we can all be just a little bit more active outside of kind of the comment section on YouTube. And I find it's a great way to kind of get to know everybody. We share our diamond painting supervisors over there, or crafty supervisors. Those kind of pictures are welcome too. I love seeing everybody's pets that keep them company while they do all their wonderful crafty things. So definitely, if that sounds like something you might enjoy, definitely join us there. Once that grows, I'd like to start doing some fun kind of interactive things as well. So I think that's really about it for kind of channel updates. I've only got one color left on this section. This is a diamond painting that I got some time ago from my friend, one of my friends. She was the one who originally started diamond painting before me when I had started. Was the one who led me over to the wonderful world of DAC, Diamond Art Club. This was one that she had bought me off Amazon that I had really liked and wanted. It's a, you can see the little thumbnail here. It's the Day of the Dead style lady with some beautiful orange flowers in her hair and some gorgeous kind of blue and yellow and orange on her face for her traditional style sugar skull makeup. So yeah, definitely looking forward to kind of working on this one. It's a smaller one. It's only 35 by 45, but yeah, I've been enjoying the colors in it, and I thought it would be a good one to work on for kind of October here. But I'm going to leave the video at this. It's probably not as long as I would normally do, so I apologize for that. But hopefully our next whip and chat there will be more to chat about, or at least more insane stories to tell. I don't know. We'll see. It could go either way in this household. I will see everybody in the next whip and chat with something new. Bye.